All right, and welcome back to Moon's Remorse. We start off where we left off. The group had made their way across the city in hopes of connecting with the military forces that were opposing the conglomerate airship and its forces on the ground. Griffin Riders rode out. They saw that they were in some sort of process of trying to lure the conglomerate over in their direction. It was successful, and then a large chain device grabbed a hold of the ship and tried to pull it to the ground, but before it made it, it detonated. Meanwhile, the group was caught off guard by a strange cultist who fought with these crazy dragon bone blades that hovered and moved at her whim. She, in the ensuing confusion of the large conflict in the sky, was able to escape from the group. They made their way into the camp, where they were coming to the decision who would lead the forces at this point, because Varn was declared deceased, so the acting leader was this triumvirate of heroes, individual or cleric named Stenin, a very large dark-skinned man with a war hammer and a shield, Aramil, a elf, with a badly bruised and battered face, looks like he's seen his fair share of scuffles, and a nobleman named Archer Ankenbrand. It was decided that Archer would be the leader of the military forces, and very quickly, after he is declared as such, he states, "We do not have the time to rest on our victory. We must move forward and we must continue on. I need forces to retake the keep immediately. I am sending ground forces in that direction. Of course, we will need a vanguard who should be able to operate against their pushed out forces and hopefully infiltrate into the keep. We'll also send Griffin Riders out." When he says infiltrate, he's looking at Aramil, and when he looks over to Stenin, he says, "We'll have Griffin Riders ride out and fly to the keep to usurp it at its top, and hopefully break whatever gate they had to the ship. Any questions?" He says to the two and the others that are listening, and you guys are kind of standing there, like, delivering the message. And he looks to you guys and says, "And you were sent here from the church, is that correct?" Anyone?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we were sent by, sorry, I caught a cold last night.
It's okay.
We were sent by the Hierophant Donovan Millard to assist with the retaking of the city and perhaps consolidate the forces that are still left. There's a decent-sized force still taking refuge in the church.
And as grand as a force as it may be to include it into our forces and weight, we do not have time for that. So I give you individuals three options. You can return back to the Great Church, inform them of what's happening, and make sure that their strike comes as soon as it can. Ours will be engaging very shortly after this conversation is done. Or you can join our forces and fight in the front and help us smash through the conglomerate here. Hopefully they will see what's going on at the church and make their way over in haste. Either way, I'm not concerned. Aramel looks to, Stenin looks to Isaac, kind of walks over and kind of like looks at you. "Are you a fully vetted paladin of Atavius?"
I am. I was knighted and took my oath quite recently, but yes, at this point, I am anointed.
And what about your burly lizard friend there? What's he?
He's capable. He's a druid of the lands. He's quite knowledgeable and very capable.
Kind of walks over to Cypress. "Can you turn into a bird?"
I'm afraid not.
"That's all right. Neither can I." He looks back over to Archer and he says, "If they desire to, I could always use more forces. We lost a couple of the Griffin Riders last night when we attacked the ship. They probably won't be able to fly the Griffins, but we can drop them off as mounted infantry. Archer kind of nods his head. Of course, if they're willing. Aramil kind of looks over to Jun and looked like he was having a conversation with him on the side. And then he kind of looks over and he says, not to, oh, I'm sorry, whoops. Not to intercede or anything, but I actually wouldn't mind to maybe have them accompany me. They seem to know a bit about the inner workings of the sewer system here, and that might prove useful. He kind of nods his head, and Archer kind of shakes his head a bit. My two most venerable leaders are fighting over you, so you must be worth something. That said, your choices are your own. You can return back to the Great Church and hopefully help them rise to arms to help this conflict. You can stand with me at the front as we push our way through their forces around that district. You can go with Aramil or you can go with Stenin. And he kind of just brushes past a couple of you and heads away from the table. Looks like he is rallying his commanders that remain, the captains and such of the forces that he plans to lead towards the district.
So what do we think, folks?
Like two equally fun quest choices. Stenin and Aramil stand there waiting for your decision.
So sneaky or frontline, right?
Well, you got four choices. It's either try and have the Great Church, get alerted quicker than they probably would if they were to wait for the forces to arrive. So basically rush back to the church and try and regroup there. Go with Archer to the front lines on the ground and help him try and take the outer barrier of the district that the keep sits in. Or the other two choices are ride with Stenin and his Griffin Riders out over the keep and be dropped off onto the top of it, or go with Aramil and help him infiltrate the keep.
I don't want to do the Vanguard thing because I feel like Archer's going to be dealing with all the Nyctalopes.
Yep.
And then that seems like a bad time. It seems like the most casualties. I don't know. My vote's for going with Stenin because I like Stenin, and riding Griffins are fun.
Dropping in would be pretty badass. Yeah, I think so too.
The basic question you're asking here is Joe Orbic or John Schaff?
Obviously, Joe for a wild time.
Yeah, it's a Yellow Joe mission if I ever heard one.
Yep.
Okay. I'm down.
That's 3 votes for, and that pretty
Zach?
much.
I'm willing to do anything but return to the church. I think
All I'm saying is
bringing them into the fray early would be detrimental to them.
as long as we don't split the party.
Yeah, they're safe where they are.
Kevin?
I'm absolutely down for being dropped from Griffins into a fight.
Maybe you could research the Griffins and figure out how to transform into one day.
That would be excellent. I don't know that I could, but here's hoping.
Okay, so it sounds like the major. I just want to make sure. I don't want to let you know. I don't want to. I do actually kind of want to put you into a situation that Jeremy would absolutely hate, because that's funny to me. But I do want to make sure that you guys have plenty of time to vet the options. I'm ready for all of them, but I do want to make sure.
I'm here listening.
Oh, cool.
John absolutely would want to come with us.
Did you get the options?
No, I did not.
So there are 4 options that have been put before you by the commander of the armies. They're going now. They know that this is the time to retake the keep. It has to be done now. If they wait, there could be reinforcements arriving or the ships that went turning around. So that said, he is going to... Oh, hold on. I got to ditch out. Perfect. He is going to lead the forces to the front and basically try to enter the ward through the front, pulling their forces that way. He stated you can go with him. You can go back to the church and try and inform them that the situation is going so that they can very quickly join their forces to the fray. Or the 2 commanders, Stenin and Aramil, you can join Stenin, ride Griffins up into the sky, and be deposited on top of the keep and help the forces infiltrate that way. Or you can go with Aramil, the elf, who spoke to you on the side, and try and infiltrate the keep while the larger forces are attacking, basically going through the sewers.
John votes birds.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow, surprising. Okay.
How's that surprising?
Just I didn't think that was the way it was going to go. But
I mean,
okay.
my home is destroyed. I didn't get a skyship. I should at least get to ride a bird.
Sure. It's actually more of a
Midlife crisis.
yeah. It's not really a bird, but yeah, I get you.
Is there a so we're gonna go with Stenin. Is there a armory that we could like equip ourselves potentially here?
Yeah, but it's mostly standard equipment.
No, I don't want any magical. I want a piercing weapon because in case we run into another Nyctalope, I want a lance.
Understandable. Okay, so there are lances, for sure. There are short swords, war picks, spears, long spears, the like.
Yeah, I'll grab a lance just in case. It's not my main weapon of choice, but it'll be good if we fight a Nyctalope.
Stenin kind of gives like just a confident smirk to Aramil, who looks a bit, saddened by your choice. And the two split away, and Stenin kind of like gestures for you to follow him and marches confidently out of the hall. As you presumably follow him out into the courtyard, you do see that there's some 20 or so griffins basically ready, with a motley crew of riders who have kind of assembled. Some of you see telltale signs of what are known as the Stormloft regulars, members of the militia from Stormloft who, are the King's army effectively, and other members who look like they're dwarves who are actually members of this griffin riding team. Stenin walks over to one of them, kind of clasps hands with him, says something to him in Dwarvish, and they start to mount up. And Stenin kind of looks to you lot and points at Lazarus with his big finger, and just kind of points at him and says, "You look the lightest, and of my group I'm the heaviest. You'll ride with me."
Sounds good.
Um,
Let's go.
You kind of go with him to his griffin. A dwarf walks over to Cypress and kind of looks you up and down, just like, I won't be able
Hello.
I won't be able to throw you down there, but if you can jump, and
Get me close.
will do. Just hop on, and he walks you on over to his griffin. Isaac, you are paired with a Stormloft regular, who's a half-orc, and he's a bit on the venerable side, white hair kind of peeking out of his coif, and he's very quiet. He just says, "You're with me," and then walks over to his griffin. Jun and Ithel, this halfling walks over to both of you and says, "Plenty of room on my griffin, come on guys," and heads on over to his steed. You guys mount up, and Senin says, "We just need to be prepared. We're not leaving immediately. We are not the first force. Allow the vanguard to first intercept. Once we get the signal, we'll head off." You see Aramil and a bunch of fellows in gray cloaks. Jun, as you see him passing by, you notice that several of them are wearing pins that are Mardigan symbols, and you notice that Aramil himself also has one as well. The other thing you notice about Aramil is there's a pin on his belt, and it's the symbol of the Fellhoods, like you've seen on plenty of Fellhoods, the purple hooded skull, but it has like a red X kind of like etched into it. And him and his group kind of walk away from you guys. Aramil does give John a couple of looks every so often, but they
I
had
put my Mardigan symbol on.
and he knew, but he nods. And they had on their way, basically the same way you entered into the key or the military grounds. You see a large forest massing, and you hear this kind of dramatic speech being yelled out from Archer Ankenbrandt. He has quite a bit of presence to him. He seems very confident, and a lot of his people are battle ready. I would say somewhere around 300 to 400 soldiers, somewhere between those numbers, start marching out of the ward and start heading in that direction. You don't really hear the conflict starting, but you do hear a large kind of horn blast from that direction, and then you hear like streaming sounds, whistling sounds, kind of echoing off in the air. And Stennin kind of gives the call for his riders to lift off. Everybody, just for shits and giggles, make an athletics check.
16.
16.
11.
11. Okay, John.
Where can I get my sheet open? Sorry.
Okay.
14.
Okay, you guys are all pretty fine. You're able to hold on and kind of keep close. Yeah. Ithel and John, the halfling that you're with, he is very confident, but like the way he's bobbing around in his saddle and kind of moving around, it seems like at any second he could just be flipped right off of the griffin. But for some reason, like, it just seems like there's a confidence in his like bouncing. Like he knows he's gonna like land on the saddle this way or that, and the griffin seems to respond like very quickly to his commands. Isaac, just like the half orc that you're riding with, the griffin you're kind of on seems to be quite venerable. These two appear to move perfectly in unison, like they've been together for some time. The other one's not so impressive. But you see Stennin kind of rushing out in the front, as you'd expect from a Joe Orbic character, some 100 or so feet ahead of the rest. And he raises his hammer up into the sky. You see coming up off of the keep a number of strange-looking birds. Black, not very large, but like crows, really, kind of rising up. But as they kind of get closer, you see that their eyes are kind of sparkling red, and there seems to be this field of energy that's emanating in between the lot of them. And when Stennin's hammer kind of rises up, and he gets close enough to them, you see him kind of lower the hammer, and as he does so, this bolt of lightning just streaks out of the sky and kind of slams into the large grouping. The red magic dissipates, and so do the birds. They don't really die, they just kind of spread away. From the keep itself, arrows start to fly up, and you see that there are a number of conglomerate soldiers up on the ramparts, and the defensive portions of the building, firing up at your group. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Everybody?
Yep.
Oh god.
9.
22.
4. Critical fail.
Okay. So Lazarus, you're with Stennin kind of up in the front. And arrows are definitely kind of focusing in on you and him. A number of them start like stabbing into his armor and piercing, and you can see blood just kind of streaking off him, and he doesn't seem to be bothered by it, raising up his hammer again, getting ready for another blow. And a number of those arrows also hit you. You take 13 points of damage from arrow fire.
Sick.
All right. And then who else got under a 13?
Isaac.
You're kind of a bright target out and about. And you and the half-orc are kind of trying to keep up and get closer to the position that Stennin has taken. And you take some damage. You take 9 points of piercing damage. Okay. As you're getting closer, you see that a number of the conglomerate soldiers start moving into the keep, and only leaving like a small force of 5 or so of the 20 or so that were firing arrows back out onto. They all go inside, basically. That said, there are 3 sections that you can kind of land on. When you look at the top of the keep, there's a long roof. And on either side of the long roof is a walkway. Okay? The walkway on the outside doesn't appear to have any other connections to it other than a single door on the northern end that leads into the keep, you presume. On the inside wall, that walkway goes up and it stops at kind of a like a central platform area, and there's a stairwell that descends down to a lower section. And it looks like 3 of the 5 conglomerate guards are positioned there, and it looks like there are a couple of access points into the keep therein. I'm going to go ahead and bear with me here for a second. Okay, I need you to tell me if you can see it. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So each one of you are basically going to try and, I'm going to go through each one of you, are going to try and basically relay, without paying attention to what the other people are saying, what direction you want to go to. But before you start explaining that, I want you to use the whisper function. So / whisper, and just type where you want to be dropped off. Because keep in mind, you're not really able to organize.
Right. Could you just tell us where is the front? Where is the front that we flew over?
The front of the keep is this way.
Okay.
Yeah, can you give us like an ABC option so we can just whisper you?
Yeah, A would be the platform on the north portion. The middle catwalk at the bottom would be B. And then the catwalk on the outside, right side, would be C.
Wouldn't B be the safest? God damn it.
I'm just gonna go ahead and piggyback real quick. Whatever Andy whispers to you is what I'm also doing since we're on the same bird.
Oh, right.
How do I whisper you?
/W.
W.
And then GM.
DM, yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. So that's B, and A. Oh, sorry. Sorry. B-A. Got it.
Bye-bye.
Correct. It is indeed Baba. Okay. So I need Isaac and Lazarus to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Solid 6.
Okay.
7.
Man.
So Lazarus, you're kind of yelling to tell me how you ask Stenin to get dropped down.
Does it matter? I don't think he's gonna listen to a word I have to say, dude.
Well, just give me like a dramatic, like, I need right there, give me right there, like kind of thing. Get in there.
I tap him on the shoulder and it's just easy now, friend. Lay me down on the roof over yonder.
Okay. As you say that, like a couple of arrows are flying up at you. The 2 archers are firing in that direction. He kind of just goes, "Gentle ain't in my vocabulary." He reaches around and grabs you by the scarf or like the shoulder, and just kind of tosses you off of the griffin as he comes in low and flies off. You hit right about there and descend down off of the roof, taking 5 points of damage from falling. But you have an option here. You can decide whether or not you want to stay on the ceiling. Oh, well, that's not what I wanted. You can decide whether you want to stay on the ceiling or on the roof rather, or you can drop down. Which would you prefer?
I think drop down.
Okay. So you land on the stone, just near that guy. He's got a bow and he's kind of looking back over his shoulder. Isaac, you made a pretty bad dexterity saving throw. The half-orc kind of gets in low, and you kind of try to jump off of the griffin, but you're not very graceful at this because you're basically not... You're used to jumping off of horses. but he's got the griffin angled in such a way that you're not used to like this kind of velocity or angle, and you two hit, but you don't hit the roof. You hit the outside parapet. Make an athletics check.
15.
You catch on and kind of like hit hard, taking only 4 points of damage, but you pull yourself up and kind of get into position right next to Lazarus. So basically, you kind of get there, Lazarus, and you're like, you hit the ground and you kind of like brush yourself off. You look over, the guard's like turning around, dropping his bow and reaching for his sword, and then you hear this thud, and then ugh, and Isaac is standing in between you and the guard. All right. Let's see. Ithel and Jun. Your rider, the little guy, kind of like moves the griffin and kind of lands onto the building on the north west side. You see that there? Just above that fire pit. And then it jumps down, brushes its wings down harshly, and when it does so and pulls back and away, the two of you kind of feel the velocity pulling towards your back, but you know that you're not too high off the ground. Do you want to descend off, or are you too scared to do so?
No, we'll drop off. Yeah.
Dexterity saving throws from the two of you.
Hold on. Before that happens, I'm at the back of the bird. I'm gonna aid her in dropping because I think I'm better at it than she is.
Okay, so what I'll do then is I will allow Ithel to have advantage on her dex saving throw, but because you are focusing on helping her, you'll have disadvantage on yours.
Okay. 14.
Good.
20.
Perfect. The two of you land pretty much right in the center of that courtyard, and then do you have any special druid techniques you're wanting to engage in?
No, I'm telling my dwarf friend, drop me there between them. I want to surprise them.
Okay, so
So can I just interrupt? I thought that we were going to drop on the roof, not on the
no. He dropped off. No, the roof is not flat.
Okay.
The griffin kind of like it landed on the high point of the roof, and then it dropped down, and then as it was falling, it pushed its wings down. When it pushed its wings down, it lifted up, and you guys fell off the back of it.
That's cool.
It basically dead dropped you in there.
Yeah.
Did you want to jump off on the roof?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I mean, that's fine.
All right. You sure?
Yeah.
All right,
Just step dagger on the roof. You're good.
You say to the dwarf, "Just toss me onto that section," and he kind of, looks at you confused, and he kind of rides in. The halfling kind of does its maneuver, but it's doing it while the dwarf is trying to get in position, and he freaks out. I need you to make a athletics check,
Okay.
to see if you can manage this.
16.
Okay. You kind of see the situation happening as Jun and Ithel are basically kind of rolling and getting to their position. You see one of the guards has already got his sword up and he's getting ready to get into position. You fly at an angle and hit him and kind of push yourself here and knock him back onto his keister against the wall. Basically a lizard Sonic the Hedgehog move. Just blast into the guy and knock him back. Okay. At that point, everybody roll initiative.
Quick, Zach, turn into a blue hedgehog.
Shush. Let me be me. Oh. Wow. Wow.
2 in a row, Zach.
Don't worry, just get rid of them now.
Yeah, that's a good time to roll fails on initiative.
Not really when you're surrounded by 3 bad guys.
Well,
when I
one
get
of
the
them
surprise attack from the sky. Let me get my bearings here.
Okay. Real quick note. You guys up at the top there, it's not showing there on the map because it's on the map that you're in, but there's a door on the left side in the middle of that building, and on the right side building there's a door as well. The stairway goes up to a height of 20 feet. Okay? So you're effectively in a pit surrounded by walls that are 20 foot high, and that's what you see. Make sense?
We're
Okay.
not in
Yes.
danger of falling off the edges of this thing, though.
You are in no danger of falling off the edges because there are just walls. Yep.
Okay.
And then not so much the case for Ithil, or not Ithil, I'm sorry, for Isaac and Lazarus. The walls there are about 3 feet high at the low points and about 5 feet high at the high points. They're not showing there, but there are crenellations that run along the outside wall. There are also small holes, kind of at the at your feet, that you could probably fit through. They're called matriculations, basically for dropping stuff down onto people below. So if you want to escape that way, you could drop down a hole. Anyways, back to the thing that we're doing here. This is a good time. Descending and hold on.
Your dudes don't get a turn.
I know, I'm getting them on the board. Hold on. Oh, Isaac and John, go ahead and make me a history check. Actually, Lazarus as well.
22.
6.
Okay. Lazarus.
24.
The two of you are pretty smart, and you realize that these people are what are known as a stern guard. Typically, some of the most venerable soldiers are left as the stern guard, but you also know that some of the most confident and probably, skilled soldiers would be left behind. So these guys will not be a pushover, is basically what I mean. Okay.
Quick question about the long building at the top on the east side. Are there doors through that?
Yeah, so there is a door here, and there is a door here.
That's the only way through that building?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I'm trying to roll initiative. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
Okay, I finally got it. Okay, so Isaac, you're first.
Alright, so you said the wall behind that guy's like 3 feet tall.
3 at the low, 5 at the high. Yeah, it kind of goes.
How confident am I that I could bull rush this guy and just knock him off the rampart?
I don't know, how confident are you that you could do that?
Pretty confident. I'm bull rush. I want to shove him off the rampart.
That's
Alright.
what I wanted to do before I learned that this one was a bull.
Our paladin never fails these rolls.
All right, a contest athletics check.
Nice.
25.
Really good.
Wilhelm scream incoming.
Let me see here. Hold on a second. So, 25 versus... Sorry, hold on. I don't know why it's not rolling.
Was your roll not good enough? You gotta redo it.
No, it's not. It's just not. It's just not rolling. Oh, okay. There it goes. Okay. Yeah, 14. So let's see.
Perfect.
He falls right the f off. Yeah, and descends quite quickly. Do you want to look at your work, or do you want to not concern yourself with it?
No, I'm not concerned. I look at Lazarus and say, we don't have time for this. Regroup with the others.
Okay.
I'm going to start use my movement to get towards the other.
Now, one thing you would have noticed, and I forgot, I did kind of parse through it really quick. As you were riding over, there was certainly the conflict that you were dealing with. There was the conflict below. And it does look like at the very front gates, there are only 3 of the Nyctalopes that have been left at the keep. It looks like the larger force of Nyctalopes have been sent out to the front, which is at the edge of the wards. So between the military ward and the noble ward. And you did see the conflict had engaged. It looks like Archer's group is outnumbered 2 to 1.
Hence we don't have time for this line.
Correct.
Also, I got my runestone was taken by
Yes.
Dragon
Your speed
Queen.
is
Okay.
30.
I'm not fast anymore.
Yeah. Lazarus.
Damn, this is far away. Can I see over this or not? Because they're like down low.
So you can, yeah, they're down low. You can't see into that group unless you're at the, see the weird wall? This one here? The little, like, skinny wall?
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
really the only way you'd be able to see down into the group.
Okay, I guess I dash then.
Okay. Um,
Yeah, it's as far as I can get.
Ithel, just as you kind of regain your footing after rolling with Jun and then seeing the lizard folk blast into the other one, you guys all kind of stand up like back to back. You see that all three of the regulars, except for the one that already had his sword, are drawing their swords at this moment. The one who's prone over by the chairs, his sword was knocked free from his hand, and he's kind of like pulling himself off of the wall. What would you like to do?
Yeah, let's go here. Could I kick his sword away as a free action?
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, kick his sword away, and
Okay.
I'll attack.
All right.
Okay, 25.
That'll hit. And you had advantage because he's prone.
Right, exactly. So 8 piercing damage.
You fucking cunt, he says as you stab him.
Oh.
You see that he does have a short sword at his waist or his belt. And I said long sword. I meant mace.
Yeah,
Mor-
whatever he was holding, I just want to
Morning
kick it
Star.
away.
Yep. Jun, looks like that guy's the guy that's most
That's
weak.
the guy. Cypress, you got to provide cover until the other two get over here. I'm gonna move up here and annihilate him. 16 to hit.
Yeah, miss. You have advantage though.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the high.
That is depressing.
It really is.
Yeah, that will not hit. All right, it goes to them. First things first. Let's deal with the long game. Okay. Isaac, the wall next to you has a number of veined windows that are kind of covered with stained glass, but it's not like a heavy colored stained glass. You can still see kind of through it. When you look through it, you can see that beyond it and beyond another set of windows just like it, there appears to be a shadow running across. Your presumption is the soldier on the other side is making his way towards the doors at the north end.
Alright, so there's a door like here. He's probably gonna come from
Yep.
here.
Yeah, he'll basically be going through and to you. Correct.
Okay.
This guy sees the lizard as a bigger threat, and so does this guy. All right. The guy who's on the ground stands up, drawing a short sword. He comes in with it against Ithel. Bear with me here. I see why. Okay. Got it. Fixed. 16 misses Ithel.
So,
Yeah, and he only attacks once. The other two bring in their maces, and they seem to be attacking in kind of a different technique than the guy on the ground. They swing in wide with their mace. 12 and 6 miss Jun. Or the lizard folk, rather, right? They're both
Yeah,
attacking lizard
that's
folk.
what you said.
Yeah. And then the other two against the lizard, 24 and 11.
24 hits.
Okay. And then 17 hit.
No.
Okay. So what happens with these guys, and you're going to kind of get the technique pretty quick. The guy on the ground is just attacking with a short sword and getting himself back onto his feet, and he'll actually kind of do a little bit of a dance towards his mace, which I assume you kicked southwards, right?
sure.
Okay. Looks like he's kind of getting to it. It's not close enough yet. It's probably another 5 or 10 feet away from him. But he looks like he's going for it. The other one swings with his mace against your back, and you kind of dodge and block. The other one swings with his mace. When he hits, the second he does, he takes an opportunity to stab you with his short sword, which you didn't even see he had drawn yet. And he misses with that one. And then he swings again with the attack. It would seem that they get 2 Morning Star attacks, or mace attacks, and if they hit with one, they can make a short sword attack. All right.
Damage for that?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. 9 points of damage.
Okay.
So it is you're up.
I can't really get to him. I'm going to attack the one that's flanking Jun here with a bite.
Okay.
21 to hit.
That'll hit.
4 damage, and bonus action, second bite.
Mhm.
10.
That'll miss. All right. Isaac.
I will try to dash to my friends.
Okay.
As I'm running past Lazarus, just want to tell. I think there's one about to come through that door. See if you can't keep it barred, or lock it somehow.
Watch your back. That door.
Yeah, he's a wizard. Maybe he's got something.
Kevin's pretty smart. I think he'll figure it
Walls
out.
are made of glass.
I just hope to heavens to Betsy's know if he doesn't do anything about the door, the guy comes out and then kills him. Dying wizards.
Gonna happen, dude.
And you dashed. You're good. Lazarus, you're up.
So there's a door in front of me.
So there's a door here.
Right here.
Well, it's on the wall to the east. Yeah.
Great. I have no way to bar it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there is a way to bar it from the outside. It does look like it could be barred from the inside.
Foot race, get that opposite door.
But if I move to here, what's
Everything's
this
visible.
like gap? This gap in the wall, like how tall are those walls that we were like running along?
So the wall that you're standing against is about 3 feet high. You're looking down 20 feet at your friends. Okay, the wall to your left is 3 feet near you, and 5 feet at its high points, but it's 20 feet off of the ground at the bottom. So
I
this
mean, like this one.
wait, which one? Oh, that's 3
That
to
one.
5 feet high. Yeah.
Okay, so like, could I use minor illusion to like fill this gap in the wall? So when this guy comes out this door, he's like, "Wait a minute,
Yeah,
what the fuck's going on here?"
I'll allow it. That's pretty smart. Okay.
So that's what I do.
You look over your shoulder, Isaac, as you're sprinting down, and you see him wall. All right.
So you essentially made an invisible wall right here.
Well, it's not invisible. It's totally visible. It's just not really a
He
wall.
made just invisible.
Oh, it's a wall. Like it's not a real wall.
It is just a visible wall. It is everything else. It's not.
It sure looks like a wall.
Yeah.
I
Ithel.
believe it.
Bare minimum.
Yeah, Ithel is going to. What is Ithel going to do? Yeah, okay. Ithel is going to cast Shield of Faith on Isaac
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's
as a bonus action. He's 60 feet, yeah.
yep.
And is going to continue to attack the one that she had damaged.
Yep. Let me see what you got.
Let me see. 23
That hits. He is very annoyed with you.
for 6 piercing damage.
He is cross.
Yeah, you cut into him and kind of dig away. You can see that you are wounding him, but it doesn't look like it's getting through his splint or whatever type of armor he appears to be wearing. But you definitely are kind of bringing to blows this guy. He's not bleeding yet, is what I'm
So
trying
wait,
to say.
does it seem like the armor is...
No, there's no There's no mechanical. What I'm saying is he's not bloodied yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Jun.
I'm gonna target the same one Ithel is.
Okay. Focus fire.
Then I'm gonna click on the wrong thing.
Okay.
Roll
a 20
I did
sided.
real bad.
Roll a 20-sided dice roll.
Oh,
No.
Please do.
Ithel dodges.
Inspiration.
Well, are you using your inspiration on that?
Yeah, if it means I don't kill one of my teammates.
No.
I will.
You don't really have a potential of killing your teammates. Roll
Or
a.
breaking one of my things.
That is possible.
Yeah, I'll just burn it.
You're burning your inspiration to save yourself from the bad fumble. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Works for me.
Bonus action, give Cypress aid.
All right. Cypress has AIDS. All right.
We all knew.
Then it goes to
Does eat all kinds of weird stuff, man.
Storm, the conglomerate soldiers. You watch as they kind of are looking to the guy who doesn't have his morning star, like almost as if he's the leader of the group, and he points his short sword at the elf and says, "Kill her! Kill this bitch!" This guy steps in and will oblige. The other guy, realizing he's not moving around these two with any ease, is just going to keep attacking the lizard folk. Lizard folk attacks 24 and 8. 24 hits. It'll attack freely with his short sword. It will hit. That'll be a total of 15 damage.
15 more damage this round.
Yes.
Okay.
The one with just the short sword will attack Ithel. He will hit and deal 7 points of damage. And then the one that was told to kill, he goes full itinerary. Crit for 8 damage, and then short sword attack misses. All right.
But that's on Ithel?
Yep.
Okay.
So he comes in, like, he says, the guy goes, "Kill her!" And you kind of look over your shoulder and then look back to him. He comes in with a short sword and you kind of, like, get stabbed by it. Then as you're kind of pulling away from him, you hear a clock on your side of your head. And then the next thing you know, he's swinging some more. But you're reeling away from him to keep from getting battered. Cypress. Looks like Ithel is flanked, kind of. There's no real flanking rules for my game, but effectively.
Sure. The one that was disarmed that I initially landed on, he's still trying to get towards his weapon, right?
It doesn't look like he kind of pointed at that guy to get to work. His weapon is here, for all intents and purposes.
Okay.
But yeah, it did look like that was his initial intent was. But then once we kind of all got into the fray and Ithel started hitting.
So now he's just sort of conducting the battle.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to take this one down that's attacking Ithel from behind. Just another bite.
Okay.
It's 16 to hit.
16 will miss by 1.
I'm gonna burn my inspiration
Okay. So
for that crit.
It'll be a total of 12.
And bonus action with Shield Master is to shove.
Okay.
Is that with an athletics check or
Yeah.
just strength?
Athletics versus my athletics or acrobatics. I got a 13.
Nice.
Okay. And are you knocking him prone or are you pushing him away?
I'd like to knock him prone.
He is prone.
Good stuff.
Okay. Isaac.
Alright, so I just saw essentially Stompwell took a bite out of this guy's shoulder, then like shoved him to the ground, ripped out the flesh.
Basically, the way I imagine it is like bit in, tore, and then slammed with his shield and threw him back on his feet.
Nice. Yeah, I'll get down there. It's 20 feet to get down, so I should be good still. So I'll be like, "Well struck, my friend," and I'll just try to plunge my sword, like kind of finishing blow into this guy who's prone.
Makes sense.
Do you get advantage because he's prone or
You do.
anything like that?
Yep. Advantage.
21.
That'll work. Damage. Any
14.
Any smites?
No.
Okay. You just bloody him. You basically stab into him. It cuts him across the face and in the shoulder, and he's starting to bleed a bit. But it does look like he's still maneuvering and blocking. Okay. Lazarus? Sorry, hold on. I wouldn't have made it all the way. So he hasn't burst out of the door from what you can hear or see. So it doesn't look like the guy's behind you yet.
Oh boy, I can still firebolt while maintaining this though.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna take a shot at the guy who's downed and wounded. 27.
So
Do I have advantage?
So if you're attacking a prone target with a range attack, normally that means you have disadvantage. But because you're attacking him from a height and he's laying flat on the ground, you're effectively looking at his full silhouette laid out on the ground. So I'm going to give you advantage. And yeah, that will work. Go ahead and give me that damage.
Nice.
11.
So real quick note, your bonus damage for crits, just if you can add this into the spell calculators, is always the maximum dice rolled for its type. So the first dice is always maximized. So it should actually be 15.
Cool.
All right. Pretty solid. He looks like he's hating his life at current. Any bonus actions or shenanigans from Lazarus? Nay? That'll head us
Nope.
back to the top then. Ithel? You're muted.
Oh, sorry. Quick question. So when we were waiting to get on the Griffins, was that enough time for us to have taken a short rest?
I would assume so.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. I want to use my Misty Dagger,
Okay.
and I wanted to teleport sort of over here.
All right, up onto the first landing. That's
Yep.
perfect. That's
And-
about 30, yeah.
Yep, and then I wanted to use a Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay, so using the dagger does not count as casting a spell, so go ahead and cure wounds.
Right. Okay.
Wow,
Perfect.
that's a level
Thanks.
1? Jeez Louise. Oh, you rolled an 8.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
I
Okay.
killed it.
Jun? Well, the opposite, but yeah. You didn't kill it, you healed it.
I did well.
Go ahead, Jun.
Fine.
I stabbed the guy that's on the ground.
Of course.
Atta boy.
Yeah. one stab.
Advantage.
Yeah, 24.
Sneak attack.
Yeah, 19 damage.
So Isaac, you kind of cut into him. A bolt of flame hits him in the chest. You kind of look up and see Lazarus, who's like, and then Jun just kind of stabs him in the basically the pelvis, and kind of like twists the blade and pulls away. And as he does so, you just see like all sense of being able to survive this situation drain from that guy's face, as the life kind of fleets from his eyes.
He
Slide
stabbed him
that
in the
blade.
dick.
Slide that blade right under the codpiece.
Yep.
Aid to Cypress.
Well, I'm gonna leave the party now if you're stabbing people in the dick.
Butters, you can't be doing that, man. You don't want
It's
to.
over.
This is no longer acceptable.
Okay. It goes to them. This guy finally comes out of the door, and that is his movement. He's going to make himself a perception check to try and figure out what's going on here. He has no idea. He's confused that there is a wall present and where it shouldn't be. So he kind of walks over to this position as he kind of dashes, because he has to. But also as a part of his movement, he is drawing out a heavy crossbow from under his cloak and kind of getting it ready to fire next turn. Lazarus, you can see him from your angle, but it doesn't look like he's looking over at you.
Can he? Is he looking over at like? Is he above Ithel far
He is
enough so
up-
that he wouldn't be able to see down or over?
He's above you, but Lazarus seeing him from his position, Ithel not seeing him.
Okay.
Lazarus, you can see
The
that.
wall he's behind is like 5 feet high, right?
10.
Yeah, so Ithel's 10 feet down from the landing, so about
Right, but the guard's vantage point. He's standing at like a 5-foot wall.
he's standing at a 3-foot wall because the crenellations. So he can kind of he's downstairs.
He can see about half the fight
Yeah, but he can also look down and kind of see Ithel on the steps as well.
if he tries to.
Yeah, he's got pretty much a pick of his his choice. The only person he doesn't have a line of sight on is Lazarus. The other two, seeing the situation as it goes, he steps into here. And John, you see him kind of do this soldier roll, like from his position to the other guy who's lying
I
dead.
trip him.
You can make a dexterity saving throw, I guess, if
He's
you
a Dark
want
Souls guy.
to try and be cool.
21.
Okay, he hits that position, and you see him fumble a bit, but he manages to get up, so he doesn't seem to have any other movement. But you do kind of interfere with his positioning and rolling. But he does
He's not as cool as me.
he
He's
doesn't
not allowed.
get to where he wanted to go and grabs the mace off of the dead body. Once he does so and kind of returns back to his feet, he goes into his full itinerary of attacks against Jun. Now that you're trying to put feats on him.
Kicked him right in the ankle.
Hit.
Flat tire.
Short sword. Yeah, hit.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Uh,
Not really, but maybe.
25 points of
They
damage.
hurt pretty bad.
That hurt. That definitely hurt. I look
So-
horrible.
Basically,
Jesus.
as he gets up, it kind of looks at you like you weren't even really a combatant, just confused. He's like, stab, and you're like, okay. The other one, still focused on lizard. Let's see, hit.
So Jun's down.
No,
I'm not down. I'm still standing. I just look awful.
Miss.
He beat the hell out of me.
Crit.
I don't have my channel divinity, or I would have taken it for you.
Crit on the
It's
short
cool,
sword.
man. Next time,
It looks like it's gonna be. Oh, that sucks.
we will be in this
good.
situation again.
It's 9 total from a crit and a hit. That's depressing.
Well, it still puts me down.
That should have been go time, dude. That's-
You're down.
Yes.
Oh fuck.
No, that is really bad.
Was it the AIDS?
5 on 1 damage roll, and then the
They
crit
didn't
was
help.
1 plus 3. So
Huh.
good time. They don't get max damage on crits like you guys do. You're the heroes. Cypress, death saving throw, please.
Yes. 3.
1 failure.
I
Isaac.
got you, bud. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll kind of just look over my shoulder and like look up, just be like, Ithel. I want to see like if he's gonna get, if he's able to get Cypress up, or should I? Like, you got him?
And she definitely looking like she's got it.
Yeah, it looks like
Okay.
she's on the healing. just
She's
ready-
got it, then.
like it's her job.
I can occupy a dead body space, right?
Yeah, you can stand on top of dead bodies.
Alright,
They're
I'm
kind
gonna
of
go for
difficult
my-
terrain for movement purposes, but yeah.
I'll raise up my sword and make it all holy and goodness with my divine favor, and I'll attack this guy.
Get in it.
20?
Hit. Plus a d4.
So 9.
Okay. And then any smiting or no?
Nope, no smiting. We haven't rested since we fought Dragon Lady, so my
You had-
spell slots are.
Well, you had a short
kaput.
rest, but yeah.
I didn't spend any hit dice. Whoops.
You've had a long rest since you fought
I got a
Dragon
long rest
Lady.
at the church.
No, at the
Oh, since Dragon Lady.
he's talking about the one with the
Let's-
bone
Oh,
sword.
oh,
In the
her.
alley.
Her, yes. No, we have not rested since.
You've rested since the
Short
dragon,
rest.
yes, but not
Yes,
the dragon
okay.
lady. All right, Lazarus, you're up again. Like I said, that guy, you can see him. It doesn't look like he can see you because of the
Yeah.
illusion wall and whatnot.
Does he have his back to the wall?
Yeah. So, well,
And he's like
he's
reloading his.
he's kind of like he's like loading his crossbow and he's leaning out over the crenellation and he's kind of looking down at Ithel and looking down at the other targets and he's kind of settling his heavy crossbow. You basically have like a line to the side of him. If you were to attack him at this angle without coming out of the illusion, he'd have cover. But if you pop to like right here through the illusion, you could shoot him full on and he wouldn't know you're coming either because he doesn't know you're there. So you'd have advantage.
Yeah, but then there goes my like illusion. Right?
Yeah, if you start streaking fire down in any direction, you're pretty much going to oust your hidden position. The only way you're remaining hidden in a situation is if you do nothing. What's the plan?
Shoot
I
him.
feel like I want to try and put him to sleep.
Okay. What level spell slot are you going to give it a go with?
Let's say 2.
Okay. What's the total number of dice that'll be?
So I'm reading right now. 5d8 and then 2d8 for every level above. So 7.
It is possible. It is possible. You can
Okay.
certainly roll. I know it's gonna be a
You got this.
tough one.
Some Yu-Gi-Oh shit right here. Come on.
Let's see what you get. Yeah, that's not good enough. You cast a spell. Make a stealth check for me, just for shits and giggles. Eat it.
17.
He kind of goes as he's looking down at it. And then kind of just focuses in like you're not even there.
Real professional.
Ithel.
Nice. So, what exactly did Ithel see when he was watching Lazarus do what he was doing?
You saw him wave his hands, and then that's it. If you're looking like, if you're looking to catch him, like this turn, I mean, yeah, you see him. He's up above. There's a guy above you.
Okay, cool. That's kind of what I wanted to know. So what I would do I want to do preserve life.
Okay.
So that gives me a pool of 20.
Yep. So you can.
I'd want to be able to sort of, looking at them as best I can, give them to Druid and Rogue.
Yeah, the paladin is not bloodied, so he doesn't
Right.
get.
No,
any.
I want to keep Paladins good.
The druid is. What are you below your half?
1.
Oh, you're at 0 hit points.
I'm at 0.
You're way below your half.
Yeah.
I'm
and
sorry.
Hold on a second. So you can use it on downed creatures. Okay. So half for him would be 16,
Okay, and then how about Jun?
and
I'm
then
8. I'm 8 from half.
8 for him. So you could go like 12 and 8.
Yes, let's do that. 12 for Stompwell and 8 for Jun.
Okay.
Cypress.
Cypress.
Yeah. And then that would be it. So yeah, 12 back for the lizard and 8 back for the rogue. Got it.
And then for my movement, it's gonna pop down the stairs over here out of the way.
Okay. And just so you know, there is a door like right about there.
Okay.
Just in case.
Could I put my back to it?
The door?
Like back against it? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. John, you're up.
Yeah, so hold the door. Hold the door.
Hold the door.
I'm gonna attack the north one.
Okay.
The one I kicked in the ankle earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, I did real bad.
Roll
I'm not getting out of that
a
one.
d20.
You don't tell me what to do. 7.
All right. So he goes smack, smack, stabs you, and stuff happens beside that. You're kind of like reeling. You come back at him with your weapon, and he brings both of his weapons up and scissors them and catches your weapon. As he does so, he pulls and tosses it. It hits the back wall behind him.
Okay, so because I'm super Mr. Dex, as that's happening and I feel it leaving my hand, I follow it with my second rapier.
Okay. Pulling out the second rapier and attacking with it.
Yep, just following it right behind, like it never even left my hand, and then give aid to Isaac.
Okay. So he kind of like throws your weapon away, looks aside, then looks back to you, and you're holding a rapier, and he's like, "Huh." And then he does one of these. He's like, "No, okay."
No, yeah, like, no, you definitely got it. You got it, but
You're like-
I have more. I'm ready.
Still, fuck you, though.
So he is gonna beat.
Do another little flip, you bitch.
Well, seeing that you're not like the biggest of threats, he's actually going to turn his attention to Isaac, who has Shield of Faith. Still, let's see, one,
So it's 21 to hit.
2. Second one hits for 4 damage, and then a short sword.
Like 1 damage.
Yeah, heavy armor. His short sword doesn't hit. The other guy,
Indomitable.
Cypress, you haven't had a chance to stand up, so he assumes you're still down. He will go for John. 19, 16 misses, right, John?
16's on the nose.
Oh, okay. And then short sword, miss. That'll be 16 points of damage.
He rocked me.
What are you at?
I'm standing. Shut up.
All right. I didn't do the math right. I thought 16 would get you 2 8s. I was hopeful. Anywho,
No, because it still healed me.
that's right. Cypress.
I'm going to stand.
Hmm.
I'm going to lunge in and bite the north one, the leader.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. I forgot one.
Okay. Forgot one what?
You, as you're getting ready to bite that one, you hear a whoo, and then you see a large bolt stab into the stone, like right at the guy you're about to bite's feet. Like it almost hits you in the back of the head. And then you all kind of look over and see that asshole up there with his crossbow.
Hmm.
All right, and then you bit and missed.
If only there was
Yes.
a door we could use to get to him.
I know it's blocked off with a, but it's got stone.
There's
wall.
only walls up here.
And I'm going to bonus attack shove him
Okay,
with athletics. 13.
I got a 16, so he stands. All right, Isaac, you're up.
Go ham.
All right, so I
Wait,
hit
you
this
had-
guy last time, so let's hit him again.
Yep. And if I recall correctly, you just bloodied him, so
22 to hit.
that'll do it. Damage. All right, plus d4.
So it's 12.
Yeah, he's looking like he's almost done. On his way out.
Got him.
All right, Lazarus.
Finish him.
Alright. Can I cast Fog Cloud on the guy's crossbow?
It's typically an object that's not held or occupied, but you could cast it like right above his head, like on the
Yeah,
on the.
it says centered on a point. It doesn't
Oh,
say like
yeah. If you center it there, it's not gonna. Basically, what I'm trying to say is it's not gonna lock onto his crossbow and go with him. It's just
Yeah,
gonna
okay.
be there. What's the radius on that thing?
20 foot. So can I obscure like enough of the grooves or whatever that he's trying to like shoot down, kind of thing? You know what I'm saying?
It's a 20-foot radius fog, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second.
Oh God.
So I assume also you want to keep it above, like.
Above them.
So
Yeah.
it's basically centered on a point above. I would say with the radius, though, it will still cover the stairs for your purposes, but you are basically concealed in fog, and he is as well.
Thick.
Nice.
Take that.
Ithel, you see this like fog just stream down the steps and kind of like rise up from the castle walls, and you see kind of Lazarus like, ooh, like the fog covers and conceals him, and it kind of gives you like a, it's exactly what's happening.
Nice.
I am hiding. That will kill concentrate because that's a concentration spell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the wall, the illusory wall disappears, but he can't see it anyways. You do hear cursing though. What the fuck? But it doesn't sound.
You vaped him.
It doesn't sound like it's unknowing. I guess would actually be something I need to correct there. It says fuck. It's more of a I know what happened, but I don't know where it came from kind of situation. They are conglomerate soldiers. They know magic.
Okay.
You skipped me, skip me.
Iffle. I saw myself doing it.
No worries.
Go ahead.
So looking at both Jun and Cypress, it looks like Jun is in worse shape,
Jun
right?
is the worst.
Yeah, so we'll do healing
actual worst.
word.
That hurts, man.
I love you.
Yay.
14.
You cast it at second level.
Yeah, I don't have any first level spots left, so I could cast it at second level, right?
Yeah. 14 hit points back for you, Judd.
D&D. Okay, and then that's a bonus action. I'll just move over here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try to finish the one that's hanging on by a thread.
Okay.
$18 hit.
Yeah, 7 damage. All right.
All right.
He is not down out yet.
Oh, come on.
Thread was a little bit harder to cut than you anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Threat.
It goes to them. He, seeing the situation as it stands, kind of looks to you. The guy, this is the leader guy. He will go ahead and attack Ethel. So that's a crit and a miss, a real bad miss. Hold on a second here. Super bad. Okay. And then, oh, even worse miss on that one. Okay, so, okay. What you see happen, you guys, is he brings the Morning Star, smashes Ithel across the face. You feel blood kind of rushing down your cheek as he hits you. But as he comes back with the mace again, you kind of raise your sword up and kind of catch it in the guard and kind of pull away. And you hear a loud thud behind you and a skitter. You're not really paying attention to what's happening, but those watching outside, she blocked the mace and tossed it aside. And then he comes in with the short sword to try and catch her. And she kind of moves, catches it in her coat, and kind of wobbles. And when she does, she pulls the short sword away from him, and it's stuck inside of her jacket.
Ooh. How much damage?
You
me?
are taking 9 points of damage from the
Okay.
crit.
Oh, these are baby crits.
And the double fumble on the second attack and short sword. All right. And the other one will attack at Cypress again, now that he's standing.
No. In another life, me and this leader would have been best friends.
Why is that?
Oh, shit, with die
fuck
rolls.
ups and try to look cool.
Let's see, because you're bad at rolling. He hits you once, Cypress, for 10 points of damage.
Whew,
Pretty solid stuff.
these maces.
Yep. And then it goes to you.
I'm gonna try for bonus attack first, if I'm allowed, with the shove.
Yeah, that's fine.
Athletics, 13 against the southern guy, the one that just attacked me.
Yeah. He got a... Let's see here. He got a 19. They seem to be pretty sturdy fellows.
Sure. In that case, I'm just going to bite the north, the leader.
The one that's rocking. Yep. 12 misses. All right. Isaac, will you be the one that
Alright, we
finishes
got-
the deed?
Finish this guy. He's dead.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of bring your blade in, him not having any weapons to speak of and no real defenses, and you just catch him right underneath the chin, and you watch as his head separates from the rest of him as he falls to the ground.
Nice.
All right.
Use my movement just to get over here, get with my boys.
Lazarus, you are in fog, so you can't really see. Everything's concealed. You still have semblance of the square that you're in, though. You're next to a railing, 20-foot descent over that railing, and you're pretty sure you can hear the guy still cursing about fog clouds.
Okay. How far down the stairs do I have to move before I can see?
The whole route. Yeah, the whole way down.
Okay. So like take like all my movement pretty much.
Yeah, 30 feet. Well, only 5, 10, 15, 20 feet to get to here. You still have 10
So-
feet.
Is it possible to go down, shoot, and get back into the cover?
Yeah, you'd move 10
Okay.
feet back in.
Cool. I do that.
All right.
Firebolt.
And you're
11.
shooting at the one that's on the opposite side of your allies. Okay. So he'll have cover, but unless you fumble, there's no chance of it hitting your friends. You miss. All right. And then pop back onto the landing in the
It was
cloud. Yeah.
in there.
Yeah. Well, you would have been here to shoot, and then you would have been here to be in cover again.
Okay.
Ithel.
Yeah. Can't go diagonal, right? I'm trying to find my
Why not?
5, 10, 15. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that.
All right.
13.
He catches your sword and blocks it away with his short sword. John.
I'm going to attempt to drop this rapier straight down inside his armor from the top.
Okay.
16 to hit.
You do not do the thing that you just
I
said.
still let go of it. Bonus action disengage, and I walk over here to pick up my real one.
Okay, so yeah, it was all the way over here. Basically, as you bring it in, he kind of backs away, catches it with the short sword, and kind of hits it. You let it go, and he kind of flings it away. And he's distracted by this flashiness, and you're like, bye!
I casually stroll away as this is happening.
He kind of looks annoyed, and then looks back to everyone who's circling him. And like realizing the situation as it stands, he raises his hands up and drops both of his weapons.
Who, the guy in front of us?
Yep, and
Really?
he's holding his hands up.
Pick him in the balls.
And then he drops to his knees and he says, "By right, if you wish to execute, do so. If you wish to take prisoner, do so. If you wish to, sorry, he said specifically, if you wish to detain, do so. If you wish to dispatch, do so." Are the exact words he uses.
Is this guy the leader, or do we kill the leader?
Leader's dead.
Ithil would say, "Tell the other one to put down his weapons."
He doesn't respond to your statement. Okay. The other one, you hear nothing. The cursing seems to go silent over your head, Lazarus. You presume he's still in that position, but you're not sure.
Human shield.
All right. Cypress. We're just going to the end of the initiative. He's still. I mean, he surrendered, but he's still alive.
Sure. I can't see the one on the
Correct.
at the top at all.
He is technically concealed from your position.
It looks like he vapes.
Right. But we know he's there, though, because he shot an arrow down, right?
He was there when he shot the arrow last turn, yeah.
Right.
How much movement would it take to get there?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Most of it being kind of an obscured fog, so potential of falling off steps if you're moving really fast and a dash. Which I think would be really funny.
Yeah, I'm
Especially when you
almost
fall
dead.
at
I'll
the
dash
top
up there.
And then you knock me down with you.
Okay,
and
make
I
it-
die.
Yeah,
Make
dash
it-
me up there.
Make an acrobatics check. Okay.
13.
It's pretty good. You managed to make it to here.
Cool.
All right.
I'm just looking for him.
Does anybody have anything that's still combat oriented that they want to do? No?
I'm putting this guy in
I'm
irons.
seriously
on my
think
turn.
we should use him as like a
Yeah,
human shield.
I have irons. I'm gonna put him in manacles.
Like,
Okay.
these are conglomerate guys?
I'm the
Yeah.
cops. I'm the police. Of course, I got handcuffs.
Do you disband your obscuring fog now that you have the whole team to go rout this guy?
Yeah.
He's not there. And the door he left open when he burst through it seems to be closed.
Probably.
I'm gonna call to the others, make sure they know, and I'm gonna cast. What is it? Which one's? Well, we're out of combat right now. Correct?
Yep. And
Okay.
the remaining conglomerate that's alive is now bound in manacles, presumably behind his back. And the other ones are dead. They each had a heavy mace and a short sword. Heavy mace functionally is the same as a Morning Star or a mace. It just does a D8 damage instead of a D6. I think
Bludgeoning.
it is. Yeah, it's bludgeoning.
Ooh, I don't have a bludgeoning weapon yet. I'm good. Might as well be a walking armory.
Collect.
Yeah.
After he
I'm
picks
gonna
up-
cast Cure Wounds on myself and sort of spot check around that door.
Okay.
Try to
Functionally,
find where he went to.
Scoop up those other two maces, and I'm gonna walk up here.
those heavy maces are functionally they are the exact same thing as a warhammer.
Okay, so can be you two-handed then.
You can wield it two-handed. It's basically a long sword but bludgeon.
What's going on in that courtyard down there?
Okay, when you look down in the courtyard, it looks like it's completely vacant, like empty. Another thing you notice too is it looks like it's been emptied. Like there might have been people down there, but there aren't anymore.
Damn.
It's about a 50-foot drop, actually closer to a 80-foot drop down to the courtyard from your current position?
I wanted to throw the maces over, but if nobody's down there, it's not fun anymore.
Okay. You would know that this is.
Does anybody want to come with me looking for this guy who ran off?
I want to interrogate this guy that we have.
I think Jen should go with
We
you.
can find out.
He's fast.
The walls are made of glass. I'm just going to look through them and see if he's inside that building.
You see too that the Griffin Riders up above, like they are still kind of moving towards to try and get in positions where their Griffins will land, as well. It looks like the only place on the top of the keep that they could potentially land is the one you're standing in.
Guys, move.
Yeah, clear out.
Get those corpses out of the way.
Nah, those are fine.
Okay.
Griffins will eat them.
And then do you wave them down to like get the riders down, or are you guys moving on to something else? Or are you staying and waiting for those folks to come back?
Sorry, I just lagged out. I had no idea what you guys in the last minute.
Okay.
The
So
Griffins are going to land where you're standing, so we all moved up here.
yeah.
What's going on down here?
The Griffins
Griffin landing.
need to land there. I'll point down there for the other guys to look at.
Should we not interrogate this
Griffins.
guy we captured? We'll find out how many
Bring him with you.
Oh yeah, we
Just
brought
do it
him
up
up.
here.
Yeah, bring him up.
You
I
carried him
can't
up here.
move him.
So yeah, you can. He goes with you willingly.
No, I meant like
Oh,
in
token-wise.
game. I can't.
That's fine.
Yeah, token wise.
One of the Griffins kind of comes down and lands, and you see that the person on it is Stenin. He jumps off of the Griffin and kind of like looks to it. It nods its head and then rips up off the ground and flies away. Stenin looks up at you guys and says, "Is it entirely covered? Which direction should we go in? What have you learned?"
They've left a skeleton force. We don't show many. We have this captive. We can find out from him. Unfortunately, one escaped, so they probably know we're coming.
We don't have time for interrogations. Either kill him or just leave him here. And he looks over at the two doors that are down there with him, and he kind of just chooses one at random. He goes,
I grab this guy by
That
his
one.
hair, and I say, "If you value your life, tell me right now how many are you in the keep?"
By rights of attrition, you have won the day. We are retreating.
So you don't know how many? You don't have a number?
There shouldn't be very many left in the keep. Those who stood outside to fight were making sure that the high mages were allowed access to the portal back to Old Heisrick. They should already be done with the ritual and should already be done with this city.
Your honor has saved your life this day, but you will stand before a judge.
By rights of contest, you have won. I assume that I will be taken in as a prisoner of war.
Hell yeah. I guess leave him here for now.
He also kind of like looks at you again and he says, "I also apologize for my commander and my associates' foul language."
Don't apologize to me. You can apologize to her. Point to the elf.
Stenin walks over to the door, pulls up his hammer, and just hits it. When he hits it, a loud thundering burst slams out, and the door that he was standing near now is no longer a door but splinters. And he says, "I'm going in!"
I think he cast knock.
Thunderwave. But yeah.
Or shatter.
Follow him.
Yeah, let's go.
He seems really annoyed at the lack of concern. You guys descend down the keep. This specific passageway, it's a flight of stairs that heads down, and when it gets to the base, it leads to the courtyard and also an open position where there is a temple. Standing up at the altar of the temple is a priest of Averiu, and he looks to you and he nods his head. It would seem that the allies of Von Drayens have come and freed us. They have treated me kindly, friends. And Stenin nods his head and says, "Are they in the court? Where are they? Where are these mages? They said something about mages." The priest kind of just looks perturbed. But it looks like he was basically the keeper of this specific small church inside of the keep. And he wasn't butchered or killed in any way. He appears to have been treated respectfully. Stennin kind of moves to him to start asking him questions, leaving you guys kind of access to the courtyard. There's also a passageway to the south that leads to the front of the keep, where you, Jun, would know that the court of the Duke is located. Not that you've been on trial there, it's just where that happens to be.
But I've probably been on trial there.
And if you recall correctly, too, that's also where you presume the entrance to the secret passageway down into the sewers is located as well. And it also gives you access to like the sleeping chambers throughout the keep. If you want to go to the apartments and residences therein, just come up with what you want to do. I've given you the options.
Should we try to locate Von the Lord? Like liberate him if he's been taken? This is a city after all.
As you say that out loud, the priest says, "I apologize, my lord, but Bondreans fell in combat at the beginning of this incursion. Not by the hands of the conglomerate, mind you, but he did fall."
So his lineage is ended then.
No, his son still resides in the imperial capital. Notice will be sent to the capital to have him return. He was in Duke training at the academy there.
Has anyone checked the oubliette?
No one, to my knowledge.
That was definitely something that we were told would be a place where some noblemen might be held.
I presume that's accurate.
Yeah, wasn't there like a tower or something?
It's a chamber with no entry and like
Oh
high
yeah, yeah.
ceilings.
It's just like
Mm-hmm.
just a trap door into an empty room.
Wouldn't we need like the griffins in order to like get up there and get whoever is up there out?
No. You're doing the opposite. You just landed on the top of the keep a second ago. The oubliette is at the bottom of the keep. It is a dungeon. It is basically a pit in the ground with a door at the top. If they want to keep someone prisoner, instead of putting them into a cell, they drop them in the oubliette. And the oubliette,
It's just some lotion in the basket type thing.
it is exactly some lotion in the
Exactly.
basket type shit.
It's like
Right.
the opposite of the moon door.
Let's go down there. Maybe there's a POW, someone of value we can get out. Unless you guys have a better idea.
No, I think that's a good idea.
As you guys are stating that, Stennin states, "I'm going to the court. I'm going to make sure that the front door is open so that our people can get in when they arrive. I should be able to call my Griffin Riders down as well. You said you're going to go check something else out. You're not under my charge, so have at it." And he kind of moves past you guys. He looks to the priest and he says, "Do you have any healing spells?" And the priest nods his head. "I do." "You just got conscripted. Let's go." Starts running towards the front. The priest kind of jogs after him.
I'm gonna tell the party if we have any healing spells. Also, I could use one, but if not, that's fine too. I'm gonna go check the residencies and make sure this place is cleared out, and I'll meet you at the oubliette.
I have got literally one spell slot left, Jeremy. I could do like a cure wounds or something at second level.
If you feel like saving it, that's fine too. Because
whatever.
How much are you like? How much do you need? Like just you know.
I'm still bloodied, but I mean,
I'm gonna give him a cure wounds.
We can spend hit dice at this point too.
Could we?
If you want to take a
Should
short
we?
rest, yeah, that's
That would be great. That
an
would be
option.
helpful.
Okay.
Even still, I'm giving you cure wounds.
If you guys are stopping for a second in like the courtyard there, and taking a second to kind of catch your breath, or a bit more than a second rather, about 10-15 minutes into your kind of stop and rest, you hear this loud kind of just bass drop sound. It just kind of resonates through the entirety of the keep. It's just like a boom sound. And Lazarus, you feel like arcane energies kind of being rushed towards where Stennin ran off to, like from everywhere in the keep in that direction. You're not sure what happened, but you're sure that some sort of powerful magic was just either stopped or detonated in the courtroom where Stennin ran off to.
Uh-oh.
Maybe that takes precedence.
Yeah, Stan. Let's go.
So,
Let's just make sure he's okay.
Okay, well, if you're breaking your short rest, you won't gain those hit points back at current.
I think he's good.
Does have a healer. He has the healer with him.
He's probably the one that made the noise. I mean, come on.
Okay.
Also true.
About 40 minutes into your grouping, there two griffins kind of descend down into the courtyard and land near you. One of them is the half-orc veteran who hops off his griffin and kind of looks around. When he moves, the griffin seems to follow directly behind him. It looks like he's heading into the chapel. The other griffin that lands is the halfling, who hops off of his griffin, throws something to the griffin, who snaps it out of the air and starts chewing at it. Looks like it was like a dead rabbit or something. And then the halfling rushes into the chapel, and you hear him say something very quickly to the half orc, just some acknowledgement or statement, and he starts running towards the courtroom. And then at the end of your short rest, it looks like the half-orc has migrated out of the chapel and looks like he's headed into the courtroom with his griffin.
You said was the courtroom where Stennin went to?
Yeah. So basically, think of it like this. On the left side, three specific L-shaped kind of positions. You're in the courtyard. Adjacent to that is the the chapel. And then south of the chapel is the courtroom.
All right, let's go. Let's follow him. Make sure Stennin's okay and that the drawbridge or whatever got down. 'Cause I'm assuming that's what he went to do, lower the drawbridge.
Yeah, he went to go and make sure that the outside gates were prepared. Okay, when you come into the courtroom from your position, you're kind of entering out onto a stage from a pair of double doors that are on the back end of the courtroom. Here, I'll just show you on with a map. Bear with me here for a second. You're not really positioned in any way, it's just on the map. But you see that in the center of the chamber, there is a bunch of magical writing that looks like it's written over other magical writing. To the sides of that are these strange glass chambers that are filled with a ball of lightning that's cackling against them, kind of like a Tesla coil, if you're familiar with it, but with no internal mechanics. It seems like there's just a moat of electricity centered inside. The centerpiece that of the magical glyph on the ground is this portal that seems to be thrusting out, spitting out this red energy from it. Standing next to the portal, which you presume is a portal, not really standing, kind of lying next to it on the ground, is a warhammer.
Have we seen it before?
Oh yeah, it's Stennin's.
Uh-oh. He went to hell.
Again.
Do we follow him?
Wait, didn't the halfling and the half-orc, they rushed in here too, didn't they? They're nowhere to be found?
You look beyond the portal, and you would see that there is a large entry foyer, and then there's also, a place for an audience around the chamber that you're in. But it looks like the large double doors that hold the keep closed are open, and it does look like there's a lot of activity just outside the keep doors.
He's gonna need that hammer back.
We should check to see if that's if it's friendlies or what's happening outside.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Before we jump through that hole,
Okay.
Where is the hammer? Is it kind of far away from the?
It's like
the
right
portal?
here-ish.
Do I feel
Would
like
it-
I would safely be able to retrieve the hammer?
That's your intent?
Whip it.
Yeah. I'm gonna whip the hammer.
Okay. You throw your thorn whip down,
drag
you
it towards me.
grab a hold of it, and kind of try to pull it towards you. Make a thorn whip attack. Yeah, you hit,
12.
and you pull it towards you.
I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna stash it. Try to return it to Stennin when we see him again.
Okay.
If
What?
I'd like to see what's all the commotions happening outside. How far down would I have to go before I could like get a good view?
Operation Recover Hammer is going on. Isaac, you walk around and head over that direction. Outside, you see a number of Griffin riders that are out on the courtyard, and out there in the field. And it looks like they are securing the bastion and securing the gatehouses that lead into the keep. It looks like they've taken over the bridge and secured it entirely.
Can I see any of Ankenbrad's forces? Does it look like they won the day?
Oh yeah, it looks like Ankenbrad's flag, the red field with the two white chevrons, is flying high above the center camp, which has taken its position in the center of the bridge.
All right, so they won the day, so we don't have to worry about.
You also see a couple of other different flags, and you see some of the flags are actually religious flags. Specifically the symbol of the Avarian church. A green field with a white Avarian cross.
That look like it's probably the forces from the church.
The great church seems to have joined the fray, yeah.
Cool. Well,
Okay.
I was gonna say, I hope all my orphans didn't think they had to fight, because that would make me feel bad.
I'm mostly trying to get everybody's inputs too. So I've got Zach. You're you cover the hammer. Isaac, you're checking outside. Jeremy, what's Jun doing?
Mostly standing around waiting to see what these guys are gonna do, but definitely not going through that portal.
Okay. It looks like it's actually exuding a lot of energy, like it's releasing energy, not so much allowing for entry of any kind.
Then staying away from that and waiting until he gets a chance to do his thing.
Okay. You guys hear what sounds like kind of metal on metal, like a clanging sound, a bit of a clangor. It seems to be coming from the portal itself. And then it falls silent pretty quick. All right. Meanwhile, Ithel, what's Ithel doing?
Went with Isaac.
Okay, and Lazarus,
I guess investigating the portal.
make an Arcana check.
Careful.
18.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that the portal has been corrupted. It has been intentionally corrupted. So it looks like it was actually what's known as a teleportation circle, which allows teleportation from one circle to another. Your presumption, just based on the glyphs and the markings here, that this is Jernarin, conglomerate, and probably returns the people to Old Highstrick based on what the guard or the soldier up top said. Its current corruption means that it's going somewhere else. You're not sure where. And based on the way it was corrupted, you cannot figure it out with your Arcana check. So this portal leads somewhere, but you're not sure where. And just as you're considering that, I have asked, everybody's good, right? Position-wise, and yep. You see a hand, gauntleted, large and familiar, kind of come out of the portal, and seems to be kind of getting licked at by the flames that are kind of bursting, the arcane fire that's coming out. And as the hand kind of erupts out, the hammer that you took up, Cypress, flies from your possession and slams back into the hand, and then the hand goes back into the portal, and the portal shuts.
Hi.
This is Thor going through the Bifrost.
The hand looks familiar.
He needed that hammer.
That's my.
Okay.
Then you should have gone with it.
I thought about like just clutching it tight and letting it drag me.
Lazarus, what you do kind of denote, though, is that if you spend some time with this circle, you might be able to copy it and possibly try and replicate it. You don't know if you have the power to infuse it with spell energy and make it activate, but it might be something that you could potentially later on use to help your researches in developing a
Can I
teleportation spell.
jot it down and copy it in some pages of my spellbook?
It would take some time, yeah, like a couple hours. But if you want to spend the time with it, you could.
I do. It is something I want to do.
Sounds wise. You do that and stay here as a meeting point. The other two should be back to check on you. I'm gonna take Cypress. We're gonna go check out the residences and make sure everybody's flooded out of here and ready to get this town back together.
Smart. Okay, so I'll deal with
Ooh,
I-
party.
Isaac.
Ithel, let's go to the dungeon. Let's go look in the
Well,
massage
I'll
hole.
deal with Isaac and Ithel first. As you guys kind of look out that way and kind of get towards the front
up
to
more.
see what's going on outside, one of the Griffin riders, the dwarf, that landed outside of the keep, kind of walks over to you and says, "Hail, where's Stenin? They said they didn't see him in the courtyard, and we didn't see him out here."
So we would tell him that we found Stenin's mace nearby the portal.
Hammer, yeah.
The hammer, yeah.
Okay.
He seems to have ventured through the portal and is doing battle or what have you on the other side. You only saw his hand briefly to grab his hammer and continue whatever. But he's on the other side wherever it led.
Perfect. We'll make a report and make sure that the Lord Archer gets it. And how fared you on the? Did you see them retreating? How did they elude us? Where are the mages, the high mages?
They seem to have escaped.
We saw none of them, just their guardians.
And of course, cowards. All right, I'll make sure I report that to Lord Archer and Gimbrand as well. And he nods his head. Thank you for joining the fray. Thank you for protecting the city. We should be able to right the wrongs here, hopefully. Kind of smiles. You see the half-orc and the halfling and the rest of the Griffin Riders kind of regrouping out front. It looks like there's a bunch of broken up, or a couple of broken up Nyctalopes that remained here as defense. It looks like there are more captured guards than dead ones here. Or not guards, but I mean conglomerate soldiers. And they're being marched off towards the larger bulk camps being established on the keep's bridge. And it does look like a force has gathered from that camp and is moving towards the keep proper. Okay. Inside of the chamber, Lazarus, you're kind of quietly studying, and noises are happening every so often, like stirring you. But then you hear a door kind of slam open behind you, and this door over in like the corner kind of bursts open, and out of it comes Aramil and a force of infiltrators. And he looks over at you and he says, "Are we late to the party?"
Yeah, a little.
Oh, makes sense. Senate probably did everything, didn't he? Where's that guy?
I wish I could tell you. Seems he's ventured somewhere. I have no idea.
He's always running off, just like him. All right, well, get as much information about that as you can. Let me know. All right. Walks away with his group.
Later, elf man.
It looks like they're going into the keep, not out of it, just like Jun and Cypress did. All right. You two, I need you to make investigation checks if you're going into the residences and searching for anything.
24.
John, you managed to find
18.
quite a few noble quarters that seem to have been left in their current states of affair. And what that really means for you is that there's precious things that can be lifted from this point. Is it your intent to kind of pocket stuff idly? Are you focused on that directly? Or are you not going to take anything at all?
It's going to be about a 50-50 split in investigating for information on the conglomerate and
Okay.
totally robbing these people.
So what you find is about 12 platinum, about 30 gold. You don't really deal with the silver or anything below that. You find a headband made out of platinum. Seems to be worth about 100 gold pieces. A comb made out of turtle shell and gold as well. It appears to you that it's probably worth about 250. So headband worth 100, comb worth 250, 12 platinum, and whatever I said, 30 gold. And Cypress, I'm assuming you're not trying to rob them, right?
No, just looking around.
Okay. There doesn't appear to be anybody left in the keep whatsoever, but there are a lot of dead bodies that you find here. It looks like a number of soldiers and nobles with swords have been put to the blade. You don't see any people that look like they were killed that were potentially innocent, if you get my meaning. It looks like everyone who died in conflict. And John, you're getting the same vibe here too. As you guys are patrolling back and kind of pulling yourself back towards the center, having found what you found, you do run into Aramil and his group.
Did there appear to be anything like information about the conglomerate stuff that was going on?
None. No.
Okay.
It looks like the residences were used during the couple of days that the city was occupied, but it doesn't look like they left any notes or anything behind for you. That said, you guys are making your way back. Aramil and his group kind of cut you off, and like there's kind of a moment where they kind of, whoa, what's going? And then they go, oh, it's you, kind of situation. Aramil looks to you and says, did you find anything?
No, nothing about the conglomerate.
Nothing. No hiding people. No wizards. They all got out.
No, I think they covered them. Got them all out of here.
No.
No signs of battle, but it was just they all died bravely.
Fair enough. All right. And he kind of, we're going to give it a second look, but all right. And they head into the residences to check them out themselves. You guys head back into the center chamber, probably about the time Lazarus is finally done etching the teleportation circle notes. Basically, what I'm giving you here, Kevin, is when it comes to a point where you're able to learn spells that allow you to take the spell teleportation circle, as in like whatever level that is, as an addition to the spells that you would normally earn, you also earn teleportation circle.
Cool.
So keep track of that, and then you guys are all basically regrouping in the center, and Isaac and Ithel are returning back in as Ankenbrent and his forces are entering into the keep and retaking it. You see that he's kind of, wounded a bit, but it looks like he's, holding himself pretty well. And his retinue also looks like they've seen kind of a bit of a foray. Archer looks to you, Lot looks to his people. Aramil's now coming in as well, returning, and Aramil says, they all got out, man. And their reports say that Stenin disappeared, chasing after him. Archer shakes his head. Sounds like Stenin. All right. The keep's ours. We'll be taking it over and reclaiming it. He looks to you, Lot. Thank you for your assistance. And we'll try and see what we can't do about holding it if they try to recall their forces that they sent to the south and to the east. This is a dire day indeed. And he kind of looks around at the circle and just at everything. And you hear a lot of horn blowing outside. It doesn't sound to you, Isaac, as like a call for battle or a call to arms, more a notation that someone of importance has arrived. As you kind of look down the hall, you hear a commotion from the people who are in the hall and passageway beyond. And you see a retinue of soldiers start to move forward in golden armor. The helms that they wear, full helms, have gold eagle wings erupting up from the sides. And they wear bright yellow cloaks. The first one that kind of enters into the room pulls his helmet off and looks to everyone who's in the room. On his back, he has a very large greatsword. His hair is kind of like a ruddy brown, short, and he looks a bit on the young side. And he says, I am Captain Seth Highwind, and I call forward to make it known that His Highness, Farker Eversoul, claims this keep as his own for the time being. And the retinue kind of like moves into the room, the golden-winged fellows, and a man walks into the center of the chamber. Immediately as he enters, you see Archer drop to a knee, and everyone else besides the guards that came with him, or the knights that came with him, drop to their knees as well. One by one, what do you do? Ithel?
I would bend a knee as well.
Okay. Isaac?
Yeah, he the king. Bow to the knee, take a knee.
Jeremy.
I go foreign face like I don't understand. Just stand around looking at everybody.
Okay. If anybody's next to him, what do they say? You see it?
Neil, you dummy.
Okay.
It's not my king. I didn't vote for him.
Cypress.
Cypress also wouldn't know what he's doing.
And Lazarus. You would know this is
Neil.
the king of Stormloft. He doesn't seem to. He looks to the two that are standing, but doesn't seem to care, and kind of moves over to the circle where the magical runes are written, and he looks to Lazarus, and he says, "You are a member of the Circle of Mages, are you not?"
I am.
So you are familiar with the efforts of the mages to the north who tried to warn us of this situation, correct?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, you would know that Glenodal, the elf
Yeah,
mage.
that's what I figured. Yeah.
What has become of the mages to the north? What has happened to the Talnumri associate, Fomsey, and what has happened of Lord Glenodal?
Last I saw Fomsey and Glenodal, they vanished before my very eyes into a portal, and I haven't seen them since I've returned here. So I'm not sure.
And what do you make of this? He gestures to the marking on the ground.
I show him, like, flip to where I've been writing it down and kind of explain what I found, but I'm not entirely sure.
I unfortunately have not been accompanied by the most powerful mage in our kingdom, Lord Evendrin Barbagezi. And unfortunately, we're not on the greatest of speaking terms. So I'll ask you to serve as my vizier in this regard. If possible, can you open up this gate and have us return back to where it came from? Or no? Is it beyond your ken?
I will certainly try my best.
Very good. Lord Highwind, your new charge is to defend this mage and make sure that in all of his efforts he has everything that he wishes. And I assume these are your associates, he says as he looks to Jun and Cypress specifically.
I wave.
They are.
Very good. Give them the same courtesies, Lord Highwind, as you would any of my honored guests. Lord Ankenbrandt, congratulations on your taking of the keep, and he walks over to him and starts talking to the Lord specifically. Highwind kind of steps in front of you all and says, or steps in front of Lazarus and says, so what do you need to make this happen? What do you need? What can we do to aid you in making this work?
Chalk, wine, and half a dozen fine women.
I take it that some of that was a joke.
Indeed, my friend, and I like pat him on the back and kind of.
He kind of looks at
He doesn't need wine.
he kind of looks at you like annoyed, and he says, "Speed is the most important of the matters in regards to reopening this portal and returning back to where it came from, so we can deal with those who caused this issue. I do enjoy a sense of humor on occasion, but now is a most serious and grave time. Do you understand?"
I understand.
Very good. If necessary, we can transport you to somewhere where there might be a mage that might assist you. Perhaps from somewhere close, or perhaps from somewhere far away. My Eagle Riders will serve to aid you.
Can we have him brought here so we can like investigate this like etching in particular?
We can. The etching will not be touched so long as I draw breath, but if you require it, if you know other mages, we can take you to them.
Gotta go, folks.
All right. Good night.
So much. Yeah.
I'll pretty much leave it there, actually. So just do your best, guys, and think about what you're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and kill the stream. Next session, we will be hopefully going in a direction. Thanks for watching.